Good afternoon, Mark Sudduth, HurricaneTrack.com, and you have tuned into the Hurricane video blog for Hurricane and Hurricane HD. Today, Tuesday, June 19th, 2012. Let's take a look at things from somewhat of a global perspective, at least the Western Hemisphere. We notice a little bit of convection now off of Africa, a tropical wave trying to move off, another tropical wave over here, and then we have this elongated area of just general low pressure, a surface trough, maybe the monsoon trough tangled in here somewhere, and then a frontal boundary extending up here, but nothing serious, no imminent development of any tropical storms or hurricanes. We do have 95E in the eastern Pacific, that area of investigation. This is a new area, at least in the last 12 to 18 hours or so, that's been designated over portions of the Caribbean and Southeast Gulf. And then 95L, a weak system over very cold water, relatively speaking, up here over the northern Atlantic. Looking at things one at a time, here along the northern Caribbean and parts of the extreme Southeast Gulf, there's a surface trough lingering through here, just a focusing mechanism for showers and thunderstorms instead of a broad circulating low pressure area that will be wound up counterclockwise. This is a stretched out area of low pressure in what's called a trough. So think of it like a grapevine strung out, and then you want to see, well, you're looking for if something will develop. You don't necessarily want to see it, right? But if something develops, that would be kind of like grapes forming on that grapevine. That's the best analogy I can come up with for what a surface trough is. What it's going to do is bring heavy rain over portions of South Florida, the western parts of Cuba, and the Bahamas, the Cayman Islands. Generally an unsettled pattern across this region over the next few days, and the whole area should move into the Gulf of Mexico and sit here for a little bit, and then maybe turn northeast across Florida once again, with some potential to develop into a tropical depression over the next few days. The GFS model indicating that at least an area of low pressure will form off of this trough somewhere in the Gulf here and then migrate off to the northeast. We'll have to wait and see. The good news is I don't see anything strong developing, that is for sure. Nothing too strong in the computer models. A closer shot, you can tell just different cells of convection here, shower and thunderstorm activity, and when you see them randomly scattered like that, you know that it is not very well organized. We do not have a well-defined surface low. It's just a focusing mechanism, this trough of low pressure anchored across this region, or draped is a better way to put it, and that'll bring a lot of heavy rain across South Florida, as I mentioned, and you can see that here on the Hydrometeorological Prediction Center, or HPC's quantitative precipitation forecast. All these big words. Their QPF forecast 4 inches, maybe 5 inches in some heavier squalls over the next 3 days for portions of South Florida. This rainfall here in Texas, not associated with anything tropical. Always good to see rain in Texas, where the drought has been so severe these last couple of years. Now looking into coastal Mexico, the coastal waters off of Mexico anyway, 95E in the eastern Pacific is really not doing too well. You see all this milky white color to the clouds in this region? That's indicative of stable air over colder water. Much colder water than these things need to survive. So you really don't have a lot to worry about here. Manzanillo, Mexico, in this region, 95E going to sit out here, maybe move back off to the north and northwest towards that much colder water, and I don't see that it's going to have much of a chance to develop at all, which after Aletta, Bud, and Carlotta, the East Pacific needs a break, and maybe it'll come after this system hopefully dissipates in the next couple of days. Still something to keep an eye on because it's there, and beyond that, though, the tropics pretty quiet. Not bad as we start to end, or at least get into the ending couple of weeks here of the month of June. Again, I am Mark Sudduth. HurricaneTrack.com is my website. Glad to contribute these video blogs to Hurricane and Hurricane HD, the wonderful iPhone and iPad apps. You have a good rest of your Tuesday, and I'll be back here with another video blog tomorrow.